What is good, YouTube? I know it's been a while since I uploaded, but we're here to bring a Mashle Academy build video. Since the game can be somewhat confusing to make builds in, but once you get used to it, it is slightly easy. So whenever you guys first learn into the game, you're going to see all this. You're going to wonder, what should I pick? What should I do? So I'm going to go through the weapon classes first. So at the very start, you can choose through 5. The 5th and 6th one are Rapier and Greatsword. I don't believe Greatsword's going to be done, but I think Rapier is going to be done for Wave 2 release, possibly. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, I'm going to go through 1 first. So 1 can be like very high damage, but you got to keep it at a good range to be able to be good with 1. But I think you can play close range 1. It's just, it might not be as good as the other weapon classes at close range. Fist. Now, Fist is very close up. You very much need to be close and on a magic that plays close to actually do good damage with it, but it's kind of short burst of damage and can be pretty bad in high ping as well. Now sword probably keeps the most pressure out of any of the weapon classes right now, seeing as it has 3 moves that just straight up deal damage at a range. Like Flash Rend, really fucking annoying because it's just almost instant, but yeah. It also deals chip damage as well, which is very solid. If you literally just hit someone's block, it's so nice. Anyway, gun. I feel like you need to be quite skilled to play gun because I don't see a lot of guys playing it that are good at the game. Now, it deals high damage, but only if your shots are actually connecting. Because if you just straight up, if you only hit your regular melee and you don't be hitting your shots very often, then I wouldn't say it's that good, I'm not gonna lie. Shield, I'd say it's quite similar to Fist and ones, but they're quite a lot slower. It's more stun-based moves and they ragdoll people a little bit more. I feel like this can be just as fun, but I think it deals a little bit more damage than the other M1s. And other than that, that's about all the classes right now. Obviously, you guys saw the clips. You can decide what you want to do. There's not really a bad class at the minute. It just depends on what your preference is. Now, under here, there is a couple things, but I'd say one thing that every build needs is agile, because it basically stops you from needing to invest too much into agility. And it's just overall a really good stat, but I can go through all of these right now. Brawn, I would go that if you're on any type of muscle build. So a muscle build would be something that isn't wand or gun. It would be fist, sword, or shield. And magical would be for wand and gun. That's only if you prefer to have more scaling on your abilities. Alright, so I'm going to go through some that I feel like you guys just shouldn't use in general. So I feel like, okay, brawn and magical are very good choices, but I wouldn't use them starting out. Durable, I probably wouldn't pick. I'd rather have healthy or energetic over it. I wouldn't choose guarded, hasty, or evolving. I think out of all of these, I feel like you can choose any that you want, but for starting out, you could either choose healthy, energetic, agile, or that's about it. Probably one of those 3 when you first begin. Now here, your magic and your markings, you can always re-roll them in game along with your race and clan, which all things that you can re-roll. Don't worry if you got really bad shit. And if you somehow spawned in with more than 1 mark, congrats, bro. You're on spec, especially early game. Now I'm gonna finalize my character. Obviously, this doesn't really matter for me right now, seeing as it is the test place and I can change all of this anyway in like 1 click. Alright, so you guys just spawned in. You have no clue what's on your screen, so I'm going to tell you guys. So obviously on the left right here is going to be all your magics, or whatever your magic is, sorry. And for me, it's water, and I only have 1 move unlocked. So basically, there's a thing called magic mastery, where the more mastery you get, you'll unlock all your moves. And it should be really easy to get early on. You just farm mobs, and you should be able to get it really easily. Now, I will explain the character overview right here, because it can look really confusing for people starting out. So this section on the right over here is going to be like all your skill-based moves, like everything that's going to be in your hotbar down here and your magic. So for now, let's just not worry about that and go into stat points and investments. So for now, I can't actually equip accessories because we're in the dev area and there's no accessories, but in game there will be a bunch of accessories that can increase your health and stamina, which right now I can't really go into, as obviously I stated that I can't, but I'll just go through everything else. All right, here's your passives. These will be your clan passives, your traits, how many lines you have, which is kind of a really big progression milestone, depending on how many lines you have on your face. If you watch the anime, you go up to 3 marks and you're basically maxed out on marks. Anyway, I will go into investment points now. Investment points are kind of confusing. Well, not really. I'm kind of saying it's confusing. It's really not. So I'm going to get max rank really quick. This isn't a progression guide or anything, so I'm just going to give myself max rank. Alright, so I just took a while getting max level because it takes a while through the dev UI. But after every extra mark that I end up getting another trait that I can choose from. So for me, I'm going agile, probably either healthy or energetic. I'm still not sure, and then brawn. So I'm going to go brawn here, and if it gives me the okay, it doesn't give me the option to do another trait because I did 2 mark levels. So now I'll exactly go into stat investment. So at Z rank, which is your max, you'll have 500 stat points to invest, which is it's kind of a lot. I don't expect you guys to need this many stat points, but I'll just tell you guys how an end game build ends up investing all their points. So in this game, stamina is a key component in using your skills. So I'm going to go a good amount of stamina. So usually I go from anywhere from like 50 to 100, which at 50, it gives me obviously an extra 50 stamina. So it's a 1-to-1 scale really with extra stamina. Obviously, I will end up getting more stamina if I end up getting accessories, but that's about it. Now, seeing as I have agile, I don't need to go max agility, so I will end up just going 50 agility as well. And now I can evenly distribute it between muscle and durability, seeing as I'm fist and I don't need any magic power. So I'm going to end up going 175 dura, so I'm 170 HP, and then the rest can go into muscle, which is my damage on my fist. Now, the way you guys invest at the start is sort of important. I feel like you should just invest a good amount into agility and muscles at the start and shouldn't worry about anything else too much. Maybe a little bit into stamina, but I feel like accessories will do most of the job there. Alright, now that we've gone past stat investments, we can go on to the races and clans and such. So with races, obviously there's 2 legendary races that you want to be aiming for, but if you can't get that, Vastaya, literally every race in the game is good, I would say, if it's not human. But I would definitely go for Demon or Angel. So currently Demon has a skill that, if I can exactly show it. So at the minute, the skill that Demons have is called Blood Severance, where you do this and you slash them. You do lose a small amount of HP for doing it, but it does auto grip and deal a large amount of damage to them. Alright, now in my opinion, Angel is better than Demon, seeing as it has a skill that's a frame 1 iframe move that can practically escape combos called Behold. And it is exactly what I just said. It's a frame 1 move, so mid combo, if they just stop M1ing you, you can just press that and you're practically out of it. Now I would go into the other races, but I don't want to make this video too long, but I will go into some of the hybrid races. Now most of the hybrid race skills are skills that you can't exactly parry and they have to be PB'd, such as, let's just go through it. So the Golem skill, which is a slam down called Tectonic Tremor, and that must be PB'd, and it ragdolls them as well. And that's a lot of the similar skills inside the hybrid races. Sorry about that, the second just popped up. So I won't, you know what, I'm not going to go through the hybrid races, but they are very similar to the Tectonic Tremor, the majority of them, but I'll let you guys figure that out. Anyway, clans are kind of a big thing as well. A couple of the clans that I think you guys should play is Aero Cruise, which, I mean, it did get slightly nerfed, but I'm not sure if they're going to revert that or not. It basically gives you a power up at, I think, around like 30% HP. It gives you extra damage. Macaron, which reduces your evasive cooldown, which is very, very useful. Perfect, I forgot what Perfect did actually. I know it's a good one, but alright, Perfect. So after a successful PB, you reset the PB cooldown by like 80%. Which can be good, but that's only if you tend to hit PBs quite often. Bernadette is very good. It lets you increase the level of your skills even further. Let me think. Heian is quite good. I use Heian myself. It powers up one of your strong moves by 200%. It's very, very solid in my opinion. I believe some people use Zero as well. That's about some of the clans that people tend to use quite often. And now we're gonna go to the big thing. We're gonna go through magics. Now I know that somebody has done a magic showcase of every single magic in the game, and I will put his video in the description if you guys want to peep it. Shout out Yak, bro. And I won't really go through all the magics, but I will say what I have been using on Fist so far. So on Fist, I have been using water, lightning, I do believe sand, times, and obviously muscle, and ice are quite good for it as well. But that's about it. I feel like for sword, let me go through sword. So fire, tornado, ravioli would be good. I guess partisans. There's not really a bad magic that matches with something. I would just say that you need to match the magic's playstyle with the weapon that you choose. So for example, for me, I've just been playing a lot of lightning fist, and I'm going to stick to that for a while. But yeah, I'm going to stick to lightning fist with Heian. Now, how you actually build build all of your starter moves at the bottom. I'm going to explain that right now. So on your weapon, you're going to get a couple of skills, obviously. So for some reason, let me just... Okay, so now I can actually get all my skills. So these are all the skills that I get. Every weapon does have a passive, by the way. Like mine is guard break an opponent, lets me vanish behind them. But these are some of the skills that I have. They're quite high damage in my opinion. Oh, I chose the wrong one, but hey. I personally really like the skills that are on Fist, and that's why I continue to keep it, even if it's bad in high ping, but yeah. Now, your basic skills are kind of a make or break for your build, and I'm going to explain why right now. So I'm going to make it so I get all the scrolls, but in the game, there will be ways to obtain all of these scrolls. Okay, and people just pop second again. So I will go through them right now. So there's going to be your primary offensive, secondary offensive, defensive, mobility, support, and utility skills, and you can choose one from every single category right here, and I will explain what you should be running and what you shouldn't be running. So Mana Crush and Magic Whip are both for magic power builds, and Sky Lotus and Tatsumaki Kick are for muscle builds. Now I suppose you could use either of them, but I wouldn't recommend Mana Crush on a muscle build like almost ever, but I'd say you can use any of these three if you're on a muscle build. Personally, I really like Sky Lotus, but a lot of people do tend to use Tatsumaki Kick as well. Now for secondary offensive, a lot of people end up using Spit, as it's basically the deep working Spit, and it lets you gain HP and it also blinds the enemy. I personally use Seize as it allows me to ragdoll people, but yeah. Narcos is also a skill for magic, but a lot of people still use Spit even when they're on magic power as well. Now for defensive, I personally don't use anything, but I feel like the only two that people use is Magic Trap and Mantra, which I'm going to be real, only people with magic power use anything in defensive, otherwise I don't think anyone uses this. For mobility, I wouldn't say you'd ever use any mobility moves like during combat, or I'd just get shadow steps at like level 1 or maybe like up to 3 or 4, just for mobility in the overworld. For support, I would get the blessing of whatever you are, so either magic or strength, depending on if your muscles are magic, obviously. Now, for your utility, I think everybody should be using Broom Strike unless you're Wand. Then I would choose Magic Transfer. Otherwise, I wouldn't use Battle Cry or Focus Lock almost ever. And I'd say that's about it for any type of build, really. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about build making, seeing as I can't exactly show every individual way to make a build, if you have any questions about it, you can just ask in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys.